Under attack.
Welcome back everybody to the second part of my tutorial mini-series for Elite Dangerous. Today we're going to take a look at the basic controls that you use to control your spacecraft in Elite Dangerous. We'll talk about the traditional axes that you may know from flying air combat simulations, and then talk a little bit about the
Target destroyed.
special axes that you only have in a Spaceplane. To illustrate this, I've jumped back into my old simulator. This is War Thunder, and we're sitting on the runway in a World War II Messerschmitt. The basic difference between a spaceplane and an aircraft is that when you're flying an aircraft, as the name suggests a little bit, you are steering using air. In this case, you can see I'm moving my ailerons here to deflect, and when you do this in flight, the ailerons will deflect the air and your aircraft will be introduced to some kind of motion. When you're flying a space plane, you obviously don't have any air, so you need to have, in the best case, thrusters mounted at the very extremes of your space plane, and this will open up some very interesting translational movements. So, as you can see here, we'll start off with the most basic of controls. This is the pitch control. It controls basically the direction your nose is pointing. We're diving a little bit, we're climbing a little bit. In this case, a little bit more extreme than the previous dive was, and finally we're leveling out again. So that's pitch. Next thing that you'll see is roll. Basically, roll means we're rolling over one of our wings. Again, this is all done by deflecting air in an aircraft, and is basically done in a space plane by using some kind of thruster or magic or whatever the current game sees fit. So, the one thing that's a little bit complicated in an aircraft is the rudder. As you can see here, this is the so-called yaw movement. It's very hard to see, so I pointed my nose a little bit down, and you can see when using your rudder you can bank your craft a little bit from side to side. So, back to Elite Dangerous. We're in our little sidewinder here, and I've used this station so that you can see more easily what we're doing. I've enabled my thrusters, and now we're going to take a look at the first thing. We're going to pitch up, and I want you to take a close notice of how fast you're pitching up and down again, leveling up, as well as the speed in which you're rolling. And compared to this, which was really rather fast, this is how fast you yaw in a sidewinder. Yes, it is that slow. So, from this we can deduce that the thrusters for your pitch and roll movements are much more powerful than your yaw thrusters are. So, we're still yawing, and we're slowly coming around and basically completing our circle here. The next thing is throttle. Throttle in an aircraft is very linear. You have to throttle up to keep yourself in the air. because you need to maintain some kind of airflow over your wings. Otherwise, you're pretty much very fast done with flying. So in the space plane, you can see here I'm doing a little loop-de-loop. You can basically fly forwards and you can fly backwards, as you can see here. Because of the inertia of your space plane, it takes a little bit of time to slow down when you're decelerating. But wait, there's more. Because we're in a space plane, you can actually now strafe left and right and up and down. We start with right strafing, going back to left strafing, and now the same thing for up strafing and down strafing. And these are very important control aspects that when you're coming from a traditional flight simulator, you most of the time forget, and they can be help you greatly when you're flying in a spacecraft, because you can use these additional axes and thruster movements to improve your turning circles and use them to get an advantage over your enemies. So, just to give you a little bit of a demonstration of what it looks like when all these different axes work together. As you can see here, I'm now strafing sideways onto my landing pad and strafing down.
Landing gear deployed.
It's a little bit harsh, but we have touched down.
Docking successful. Engines disengaged.
Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you on the next one. Bye.